We're recording now.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we're just going to introduce ourselves if you don't know us. So I'm Brittany Marr, and Kayla's my upline.
How long have you been doing this?
Since June of 2019.
And you just hit AMM, right?
I just hit AMM in March. Yes.
And I am Kayla. I'm actually my two uplines don't work this anymore, so I consider Leah as my upline. And I've been doing this since December of 2018. I hit AMM in December 2019, and I'm about to hit MM this month, hopefully, and qualify for Dominican Republic, which Brittany's already qualified. So today we're talking about team building and positivity. We were going to do kind of like a mindset call, but it got shifted around a little bit. And this is something that we feel really passionate about. This is a conversation that Brittany and myself and one of my other leaders, Heather, we've had conversations about stuff like this for the last month or so, especially with this quarantine that's going on. I felt like I became a leader really early on in this business, and then I hit MMB and AMM like right back to back last fall and in the winter time. And now it has really shifted me to totally like having to be this leader and having to really manage my time better and manage my team. And then this quarantine happened in these last couple months, and it's been really difficult for me personally in my personal life. So not only was I feeling like I'm becoming this new leader and I'm having to figure out how to work my business differently than I have, in my first year. And then all of a sudden, like, this weird, crazy time happened, and it just like made me feel really overwhelmed. And, I don't know. I felt myself like personally just not feeling great. And so combining my mind with Brittany's and then my girl Heather's, we've kind of figured out a different way to work our business. I feel like there's these great systems in place from people before us, and we've used those and then changed them to fit us and our team better. And I feel like we've just figured out what really works for us. So we wanted to use this to like kind of shed some light on anything positive, how to stay positive, how to keep your team positive, how to build your team to be really strong, and just what we've done and what works for us. And so Brittany has some great notes that she's going to go through, and I'm just going to kind of like, go off of what she's saying. And I think we have some really good stuff for you guys. So go ahead.
All right. So from day one, when you are talking to a potential MP, you are, interacting constantly with our team. We always say, be genuine, find, things about those people that you really get along with or that you like about them, whatever. And we're just become friends with people. So then, say they're interested and they really want to join our team. Okay. So that's awesome. Like, we're building our team, higher and wider. But from the very beginning, day one, we have already learned so much about them leading up to them joining our team that we think it's important to follow that through. Not only, daily, but we want to keep that, momentum. Like, we care about our team. Like, we're building this because it's our business. It's what we make of it. And these girls are, yes, they're on our team, but they're our friends. They're our family. Like, they're who we talk to, every Wednesday night we have team calls. So it's just become more important to us to be more genuine with our MPs, the girls on our team. So we think that's super important.
We call them our seeds. So it doesn't matter how long it takes a seed to grow. Every seed grows differently and at a different rate. Sometimes you start talking to a girl and it takes months. Sometimes it takes weeks. Sometimes it only takes days of really interacting and building a really strong relationship and getting to know them. I mean, you want to bring on girls onto your team that are like you. I mean, you attract people that are just like you, and you're going to be talking to these girls daily. You want to find girls that are so much like you and that you really get along with and you vibe with good, and you want this like genuine relationship. So by the time, you're growing these seeds and they come to life and a flower blooms and they join your team and they become part of your family, you already feel like you know them. You've already got this great relationship with them, and we just want our team, and we think everybody should discuss. I mean, it's so important to like literally just be yourself, like be so genuine that, you know, it all makes sense and it all lines up perfectly. I think we need to really get away from any sort of blanket statement, cold messaging people. I mean, everybody has their inboxes full of people wanting you to join their team or wanting you to join what they do. And that's so lazy, and it's just not real, and it's not from a real place inside of you. So we're just really trying to promote to our team and to our girls that that's what it's about. It's about creating this real relationship. And with our team calls, so we started doing team calls like a month ago now. Every single Wednesday at 8 p.m. our team hops on and does a team call. We don't ever plan for it. We don't ever really have anything to talk about. Sometimes it's just a girls chat, especially right now. We kind of call it like our happy hour with quarantine. But like, I don't know where I was going with that.
It's just,
we already know each other. Yeah, so we are adding new girls and we're talking about like building our team and everything, but like it's like you've already known this girl forever. Even if she just now hopped on, like she feels like she's already a part of the group because you've already created this genuine friendship with her. That's what I want.
Yeah. So then each, you know, as these seeds are growing and they come onto your team, they continue to grow like we all do. We all take, you know, we learn things every single day. I mean, it doesn't matter if you've been in it for 2 years or 2 days, like you're constantly learning things. So to always be like a sponge, because you can get, you know, information from someone or, you know, positive feedback. But if you just take that in and then learn from it and grow from it, like you're just going to find yourself in a better spot. So going into that, like, our team as a whole, I feel like last month we were really good with, you know, our numbers and everything, but nobody felt mentally at their best. So coming off from that, I feel like we found one night on our team call, like just to talk about it, just vent about it and like get it out, because we're human, regardless if we are building a business, like we are still human at the end of the day. So we need people who, you know, well, every single one of us do. So to grow from that, we have to acknowledge it. We can't just push it off like it's, you know, not important, because I always think about this when I find myself in like a dark day. Like when you have bad days, you're going to come out of it and it's going to be, you need those dark days to get to better places, because if, you know, you don't have bad days, like you never know, like if you get a no, or if you get like a day where you haven't made any sales and you feel badly about it, like you have to have those to be able to celebrate your achievements or like the good things that you do as a person.
No rain, no flowers. So
and then
I want to go off that really quick. I think that it's so important, going off being genuine and creating this like foundation for your teams by relating to everybody and being super vulnerable and being yourselves, is where you really create that bond. Like our community of our team and like these friendships that we have, like this is one of the most important things in my life. These girls I'm talking to every single day, these are my best friends that I have now. This is my family. And last month, you know, she said was hard. I mean, last month was one of the hardest months I've ever experienced in my life. And that night on the team call, I kind of just like was able to open up about it a little bit and share my experiences, and being a leader for my girls, like being somebody who all of my girls are looking up to, no matter who they are. Me relating and sharing how vulnerable I feel and how my mind wasn't really in it. And I was feeling like really just all over the place in my personal life. I felt like it made everybody else, it was like weight lifted off their shoulders, because, you know, they felt like I'm a real human too. Like, even though my rank is higher, even though I do make sales, or, you know, I'm here and they're there, whatever they think, I'm still human too. So relating to your girls and always staying on the same level and letting them know that you're right here with them, you have the same struggles as them, I think is really creates a good foundation for a really strong team.
Yeah. So we have, since, you know, as building as a team, we've thought that like positivity and small celebrations are all just as important as, you know, hitting big ranks or, you know, signing MPs, like all of that stuff is important too. So like when you are coming onto the team and you throw in matches into chats and you're, you know, not really confident in it, it's super good feedback when, you know, somebody gives you the reason why you have these matches or like why this one's best, so then they can learn from it. And then like we had it in our chat where one of our newer girls says like, oh my God, I'm getting butterflies. Like I got that right. Like that felt so good to her. And like, maybe that seems really small that, you know, to you to finally get a match right. But I remember those days, like when I had no idea what I was doing. So it's like, you have to celebrate every single thing with your girls. And for me and Kayla and all of our girls on our team, like that's how we, you know, create positivity and like hype each other up, is we celebrate every single thing that our girls do, because you can start as just a seed and you're going to bloom somehow. Well, it takes a long time of, you know, learning the small things to become, you know, the bigger, better things. So celebrating all the small things, and then being uplifting and encouraging. So if somebody has where they got to know, like we'll just kind of go straight to the point. Like if you did it, you know, just tweaked your wording just a little bit, like they'll come back. A no is never a no forever. It's, you know, just a seed planted. And then like we decided as leaders that we were going to do a challenge in our group. And what it is like just showing we're exactly like you. We maybe talk a little different and we've learned a little different things just because of being in it longer, but we're just like you. We learn, we get no's, we get, you know, all caught up in our wording and we don't know what to say. Like we are just like you, you know, so you just coming on doesn't mean you can't be, you know, at a different rank or like a leader just like everybody else. Like
it just goes back to relating to our girls and showing them that we're, you know, going through the same exact thing as them. And we've just discovered that this is what works best for our girls. This is what resonates best with our team, is we've created this environment where everybody feels so safe and it's just such positive energy always. We don't want negative energy in there ever, and we want people to always feel like it's never a mistake, it's only a lesson. So I just think it's created a really great team bond for us to show the girls that we are, you know, on the same level. We struggle sometimes too. We do get no's. Our challenge is go for no's. How many no's can you get and you win? So you have to get no's to get yeses, and we're getting them too. So we're showing our girls we get no's, you get no's. Like you need no's to get yeses. So I think that was a great challenge that we did this week.
And something that we do that's just kind of shits and giggles, it's just to make it really fun for our team. We have every girl, like we get them into taking an Enneagram test, and it's just a personality test. It doesn't tell you you know, you're one way or the other. It just kind of explains yourself. So like you can realize like, you know, if you take it and you're this number, like why am I this way, or how I react to certain things. And like it just helps us as leaders to know how to work with you, or like where do you go when you get stressed, or like what's your I can't think of it, but like when you get caught in a situation, like, and do you just shut down, or do you like quit, or like how do we pull you out of that place? Like it just makes us work better as a team, because then we know, you know, well, this person, you need to give them a little extra love, or this person, they really like when you praise them, or affirmations are really good. Like me and Kayla are the same, and we're twos. We have 3 wings. If you don't know what that means, like look up Enneagrams and just take the test. It's so fun. You will learn so much about you, so much about your team if they do it too. It's just been really fun for us to talk about, and it's crazy how accurate things are. And like you can just sit there and, I mean, read about your Enneagram and learn so much about yourself, and it's really good.
And you realize how you literally almost always will attract people onto your team that are the same as you or one of the wings of your other. And it just makes so much sense. Like, it makes sense if somebody does something differently or if they react differently. The second you go back and realize what their Enneagram is, you're like, wow, okay, I get it now. Like, she just, you know, acts differently about this, or she needs to be talked to differently about this, or you needs criticism this way, needs praise at this point. Like, it really just helps to create that dynamic where everybody still, like, you feel so safe and you feel so bonded because we're taking the extra time to really understand our teams. And it's created such a better environment, I think, for everybody, where it's way more than a business for us. Like, it's just become such a family. And I think it makes success that much sweeter when you have all these people to share it with.
Yeah, and when you build up a team, and in the way, like, this has worked for us, okay? So this might not be cookie cut for everybody, like, but we decided, we brought on this business, like, we said yes to this because we wanted, you know, say extra money or whatever it is, but we found out, like, yeah, the money comes with it, but if you have fun while you do it, like, why not enjoy the journey of getting to every rank, or, you know, bringing on all of these girls, because you get to know every single one of them, like, not just, oh, they, you know, are in college or they're a mom. Like, no, so much deeper than that. Like, you know where they're from, like, why, all of these things about them. Like, I don't know. It's so much more to me than just money. And, like, we like doing this because we're changing people's lives. We want all of our girls on our teams' lives to be changed in the most positive way, or all of the girls that they are bringing on to their team, like, they want the same kind of vibe. Like, I have seen so many conversations of girls that are on our team, you know, not necessarily pitching the business, but talking about the business and what it means to them. And it always ends up coming back. The community of these girls that's on our team is the best part about this business. And to me, I truly agree with that.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's honestly my favorite part about it. Like, if I ever feel discouraged about a rank or about making sales, or I haven't brought on a new market partner in a while, whatever, what have you, the fact that I have found my best friends in this, and I have found people that support me in every way. Like, the fact that I had people to come to, I was able to go to Brittany last month and say, look, my anxiety is through the roof. I literally can't handle it. I'm having the worst day of my life. I'm with my family, but I don't want to talk to them or be around them. Will you help me? And she was the person that talked me out of it. She made me feel better. She had my back. She told me, you know, go take a bath, you know, whatever you need to do. And, like, literally gave me all the affirmations of how hard I've been working, how it's okay to not have a good day. And it's just like, I've never had friends like that. I've never had friends that have been so positive and supportive to where I don't have a worry in the world about anything because I have this business and these girls to back me up always.
So me and Kayla were talking, you know, it's, to us, obvious, where it's so important to us to have, like, a bond with all of our girls. But when you are in the beginning, or when you are, you know, still working on your business, like, put that into somebody else's head. Like, I'm learning with you. I'm growing with you. Like, this isn't, you know, cookie cut. Like, we're all the same. Like, no, this isn't pitching sales, or, you know, it's selling shampoo. So it's really quite easy if you think of it as not being as hard. So it doesn't have to be hard. You know, if you're just genuine, nice people, you make friendships, you create relationships, like, it all comes together.
And it's not like the big man on top looking down on the small. And we've had girls join our team specifically that have done other MLMs, and the feedback from that, like, this is something totally different than I've ever experienced. Like, and I think sometimes if girls have done MLMs before, that's a big turnoff, is they're like, you know what, I've already done this type of stuff. I've already tried it. I failed. It wasn't for me. You know, I didn't have any help. Nobody ever talked to me. We're so different. And I think that's the best part about this business.
And I was telling Kayla, I feel like a stupid person when I say this, but I'm going to say it again. So every single time, like ever since I was little, like I would just, whether it be like on a sports team or if it was just a bad snowstorm and it was like when I was first driving, like if I could see myself getting home safely, then I know I can do it. And I know that's super dumb, but if I can see myself leading a good team and getting to a certain point, you know, earning my Cadillacs, earning this vacations of Vegas, then Dominican Republic, and seeing girls on my team hitting those ranks and, you know, growing from this, like, then there's nothing in my way stopping me. So I don't know. I've always thought that, like, if you can see yourself there, there's no reason you can't get there.
And I was telling her, I think we all just need to make these like positive mindset shifts. For some reason, we're like so apt to always let this negative self-talk come in and let our negative self-conscious butt in, you know, like, and tell us from the beginning. Like, imagine you are on a sports team, you and your team have lost the last 5 games and you're going against this undefeated team. Subconsciously, what are you thinking about? You know, sometimes the negativity steps in and it's like, well, there's no way you're going to win. And even though you try your best and you're so excited to be there and you are pushing to win, you've already negatively told yourself that you're not. And I think we set ourselves up that way. So then when it doesn't happen, you know, you're not that let down because you already knew in your heart that it wasn't going to happen anyways. But if we totally get rid of that, if you ignore that negative self-talk in any way, whatever way that the negativity comes in your life, if you try to just get rid of it and instead push the positive in your brain and tell yourself, just like Brittany said, I'm already seeing myself there. I already have pictured it in my mind happening. There's nothing that can get in my way to do it. And just like, let yourself do it. Let yourself celebrate these huge milestones that are happening, whether it be making one sale or talking to one new person today or getting a new VIP or an MP, whatever the celebration is, qualifying for Dominican Republic, whatever it is, like, celebrate them all because they're all huge accomplishments.
So we hope we filled your head with a bunch of positivity and that our way of being leaders and our the way we lead our team helped you in some sort of way. And if it didn't, I'm really sorry, but
Oh, I had one more thing. We talked about one more thing with the team building. Like, we called it a strong foundation. Just picture your teams as like a brick house. If you're not creating the strong foundation first, if you're trying to build a brick house on a foundation of toothpicks, it's not going to work and it's not going to be sustainable. So our goal is to create this solid concrete foundation. We want all of our girls working. We want all of our girls, you know, doing their best and feeling positive and feeling like they can lean on us for anything that they need. We want to create this solid bond, get all the way back down to the basics, like get back to where we started and what, you know, means the most for us. Like, our team might be working differently than your team, or what if you guys are doing something that works for you that wouldn't work for us? That's okay. It's our business and we can work it and do whatever we need to do to fit us. It is yours at the end of the day. So we found making sure our foundation is solid is what's going to create this like huge brick house on top of it. We're going to be this solid team and we're going to, you know, conquer the world, whatever. But I think it's just so important to find out what your core values are and like what is most important to you, whether it be the big checks or the big trips or whatever, or if it really is just getting down to the nitty gritty and making a solid group of girls that are your best friends and, you know, just have this like powerhouse of a team that is always like building. You know, you won't ever feel stagnant if you're constantly like trying to do better and trying to push each other up and lift each other up. So we've really tried to implement that, and we've seriously implemented it in the last month, and we've seen major changes with our girls, and it's just become this really positive, safe environment, and it's working for us. So
run to the top, but smell the flowers on the way. We're enjoying all of our girls the entire time that we're, you know, doing this business. So I encourage you, don't stress yourself out every day. This is not, you know, there's not a finish line at the end. This is completely how you want to build it.
You should enjoy it. I mean, if you're ever feeling that stressed and that frustrated, like maybe this isn't for you anymore. I mean, I felt like that. Like I felt like, why am I still doing this? Because my stress wasn't only within the business anymore. It was like falling into my personal life, and people in my personal life were recognizing it. And then I really had to step back and be like, what is important to me? Like what means the most to me in this company? And it's the people, it's my girls, it's this like support system that I've never ever had before. So whatever's important to you, whatever you need to fall back on, and whatever is going to build your healthy, strong foundation for your brick house of a team. I mean, just figure it out, and it's okay if it's different from others. I mean, what works for us might not work for you, but I mean, positivity, I think, is the way to go, and it's been amazing for us. So does anybody have any questions or want to add in at all before we shut it down?
I threw something in the chat, and kind of just to go off of your last thing that you said before I mentioned that, it's positivity and understanding. I think being empathic. Anyways, just kind of like understanding that people do go through those hard times, because like you said, we're all people, we're all humans. And, you know, Kayla had mentioned earlier that when she kind of became vulnerable to the team, I did feel a huge weight lifted off my chest, because I had been feeling the similar way. And as a leader, I almost felt like I couldn't feel that way. And to hear her be vulnerable but not giving up was so motivating and inspired, so much more, you know, motivating and inspiring for me than it was as like a negative thing, you know. Like I think so many people can take that as like, oh, she's in a bad place and she's being negative, but like, no, she's just being human. And I think that gave me permission to feel those things too, but then to see her kind of like rise up out of it, you know, and rise up from the flames, you know, in a sense that she came out stronger, and we're all coming out stronger. So yeah, just really kind of making sure that you're checking in on your girls. If they're being quiet, then there might be a reason. Talk to them. All of my girls on my team, I know them almost like the back of my hand, that if they're acting a certain way, I usually know why. If they've gone silent, I usually know why. And that's how close I am with my team and all of their girls too. And I love that we have that community. But what I sent in the chat was like, don't be afraid to reach out to sidelines. Like I've had people from other complete Monet trees reach out to me and say, hey, can we hop on a FaceTime? Like, I see that you're doing this and I love the way that you're doing it. Like, can we chat and exchange ideas? So I found that this is such a great community that you can do that. So like, don't be afraid to reach out to people that you've never even spoke to before and hop on a FaceTime call, and just like, if what you're doing isn't working, if what you and your team are doing isn't working, or what we're doing for our team isn't working for you, never be afraid to reach out and just get ideas from other people, because their ways might work better than what you're doing or what your team is doing. And that's okay, because everybody is a different personality type. And that's just kind of the name of the game, is that you just have to find what works for you. So definitely reach out to other people and get ideas. That's all.
Thank you, Heather. Does anybody have anything else? Any questions or anything to add? The floor is open. All right. Well, thank you guys for hopping on. I recorded it and I'm going to add it to the Facebook pages. I hope everybody has a great Monday. It's not very nice out, but it will be nice out tomorrow, and that's all that matters. So I love you guys. Have a good day.
See ya.